Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we have a lot to talk about because Eminem's surprise performance is still dominating the conversation. The moment has sparked plenty of reactions across the hip-hop community, and Joe Budden recently shared his thoughts on it, creating even more discussion and speculation. We'll also get into the debate surrounding white rappers trying to imitate Eminem's style. Some fans have been criticizing artists who attempt to copy his flow and delivery, with many arguing that originality matters more than simply recreating what someone else already mastered. And as the conversation continues, some people are saying they want to hear actual names instead of general statements. Plus, there's another major topic making waves, an upcoming Verzuz matchup that has already caught people's attention. And speaking of hip-hop history, we also have the latest RIAA update involving Kanye West. The numbers reportedly show Ye moving ahead of Tupac on the all-time rankings for hip-hop artists in the United States. We'll break down where Kanye currently stands and also take a look at where Eminem could potentially rank once his team finally updates his catalog. Because, let's be honest, waiting for Eminem's RIAA updates has become its own running joke. At this point, it's starting to feel like waiting for a project that fans have been talking about forever but never actually see. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about the latest Verzuz announcement. YG versus The Game is officially set for Thursday, July 23rd, with the event being streamed across Apple Music, Complex, and Verzuz platforms. And many fans are already calling this matchup a one-sided battle.
I'm making music and putting this shit out. If it's up, if it's down, I'm the best rapper for God. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not, it's like, nah, dog. Like, it's not who's the best rapper?
And while the announcement initially created a lot of excitement, the reaction quickly shifted once people started comparing the two artists' resumes. Some fans immediately viewed the matchup as a major advantage for the game, with comments like, "After the first 5 songs, throw the towel," and others predicting a one-sided battle. Some reactions were even more extreme, with people claiming the game would win easily and that YG wouldn't even have a chance. But as the debate continued, another conversation started happening, whether the criticism toward YG was being influenced by where his music connects the most. Some fans argued that this matchup was mainly for California and that people outside the state shouldn't judge YG's impact because they don't understand his local influence. And that's where the debate got interesting, because if an event is being promoted worldwide, streamed online, and marketed to fans everywhere, then naturally people from everywhere are going to have opinions. You can't invite the entire world to watch a Verzuz battle and then say only one region's perspective matters. If the goal was to make it a strictly California event, then maybe it should have been held locally in front of a hometown crowd instead of being broadcast across the internet. Because once something becomes a global event, everyone watching becomes part of the conversation. And many fans agreed with that point, saying if people outside Los Angeles aren't allowed to have an opinion, then the event shouldn't be promoted worldwide in the first place. The reality is, if YG struggles early in the battle, the entire internet is going to talk about it. That's simply how these events work. And speaking of the game, I know you're watching these videos. Yes, you blocked me after I called you out on Instagram, but I'm still hoping you see this. Unblock me. I'm a changed person. I'm rooting for you in this one. So now the question is simple. Who do you think wins the Verzuz matchup, YG or the game? Let me know your prediction. But moving on, let's talk about Joe Budden's reaction to Eminem's surprise performance at Yankee Stadium.
Came out, that was great. He's such a technical mastermind on that stage. So his ain't. You gonna get the Beyonce mic. Yes. The Beyonce mic and the Beyonce people controlling the mic walk around with him just daily. Just practicing.
Just in case.
He don't play with none of that stage.
I know my levels,
He's got
my shit right.
He got his own special mic. He has special preamps and EQs. And during Renegade, Jay mic sounded off. I saw Jay kind of looking like he was struggling with the in-ear a little stories that we've gotten about Jay and Marshall on Renegade. So now here come M out, who we can hear purchase. I'm in the position to talk to you kids in the listen. I ain't a politician, but I kick in the Yankee Stadium. Yeah. Nah, he gotta chill out. Somebody throw something at him. He gotta relax a little bit. So they killed that, and they did the same thing where M is rapping over a JB, and Hove is rapping over like that was. They killed that.
And the reactions to Eminem's surprise performance have continued pouring in ever since the moment happened. Some fans have shared emotional reactions, explaining how special it was to witness the performance live. Others have revisited old debates from Eminem's career, including the legendary discussion surrounding Renegade with Jay-Z. Even Rory from the Rory and Mal podcast addressed the topic, apologizing for previously disagreeing with fans who believed Eminem outperformed Jay-Z on the track. Now, Joe Budden has entered the conversation as well, but his focus was different. Joe pointed out issues with Jay-Z's microphone and performance setup, suggesting that the sound situation affected how the performance came across. However, some fans believe the crowd's energy played a major role. Their argument is that when Eminem appeared, the atmosphere completely changed, and the reaction from the audience made it difficult for anyone else to match that moment. And, as always happens in hip-hop discussions, theories started spreading online. Some people questioned whether Joe Budden's recent comments were influenced by the current situation surrounding Diddy. Now, we don't know the full extent of Joe's personal relationship with Diddy, but what is known is that the two have had a connection over the years and have been seen together publicly. The conversation has sparked even more debate about how artists and media personalities discuss certain topics depending on the circumstances surrounding them. But regardless of the theories, one thing is clear. Eminem's surprise appearance created a huge wave of discussion, bringing old debates back into the spotlight. And Eminem's performance didn't just bring back old debates, it also had fans talking about something else, his voice. A lot of viewers were impressed by how strong Eminem sounded during the performance, with many saying his delivery and energy reminded them why they still consider him one of the greatest performers in hip-hop. Some fans even used the moment to make one request loud and clear: they want a new Eminem album. The conversation around Eminem also brought attention to rapper Token, who recently dropped a freestyle over Eminem's Soldier instrumental. In the freestyle, Token included lyrics criticizing artists who try to copy legendary rappers instead of developing their own identity. He referenced how he grew up seeing influential artists and suggested that more rappers should study the originals rather than create weaker versions of their styles. However, the freestyle quickly divided listeners. Some people enjoyed the performance and praised Token's technical ability, while others criticized him heavily. A few fans questioned the message itself, pointing out the irony of a white rapper using an Eminem beat while discussing artists who imitate Eminem. Others argued that the criticism missed the point, and that Token was simply showing respect for an artist who influenced him. Still, some fans wished Token had named the specific artists he was talking about, because that would have made the conversation even more interesting. So, after hearing the freestyle, the question remains, how would you rate Token's performance? Moving on, we also got a major update involving Kanye West and the RIAA certification database. According to the latest certifications, Kanye's catalog continues to climb. Graduation has reached 8 times platinum status, putting it closer to eventually becoming his first diamond-certified album if its sales and streams continue growing. Other Kanye albums also received updates. The College Dropout is now 6 times platinum. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy reached 5 times platinum. 808s and Heartbreak reached 4 times platinum. Yeezus reached 3 times platinum, and Jesus is King reached platinum status.
Several singles were updated as well, including Niggas in Paris, which reached 12 times platinum. Based on the latest available certifications, these numbers move Kanye into the top tier of hip-hop artists in the United States based on certified equivalent album sales. Of course, there is one important thing to remember. Not every artist's catalog is updated regularly. Some artists have certifications that haven't been refreshed in years, meaning rankings can change once new numbers become available. For now, based on the latest updates, Kanye has moved ahead of Tupac in certified album equivalent sales, while fans continue waiting for more updates from other legendary catalogs. And that's where Eminem enters the conversation. The last major update showed Eminem had already surpassed 50 million pure album sales in the United States. Pure album sales refer to traditional album purchases, without including streaming equivalents. But when you factor in streaming numbers and track equivalent sales, Eminem's total becomes much higher. During the 2010s alone, Eminem generated billions of on-demand streams in the United States and tens of millions of song sales. When those numbers are converted into album equivalent units, they add millions more to his overall total. His recent projects have also continued performing well. The death of Slim Shady has reportedly reached eligibility for double platinum status, while Music to Be Murdered By and Curtain Call 2 continue moving toward higher certifications. Meanwhile, Curtain Call, The Hits, has remained one of the strongest-selling rap albums of all time, continuing to collect new units every year. When combining the publicly available numbers, Eminem's total U.S. equivalent album sales could be significantly higher than 70 million, with some estimates placing him even closer to the 80 to 90 million range, depending on what projects and collaborations are included. And that doesn't even account for albums connected to groups and side projects like D12, Bad Meets Evil, or the 8 Mile soundtrack. Of course, these are estimates based on publicly available data, not an official updated total from Eminem's team. Some fans believe the reason for waiting could be because they want a major milestone moment before making a big announcement, possibly when Eminem reaches the historic 100 million mark. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. Between Eminem's performance, Token's freestyle, Kanye's updated certifications, and the ongoing RIAA discussions, hip-hop fans have had plenty to debate. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next one.